Hello teacups, what's brewing? Welcome back to the channel. You are somewhat lopsided. Hopefully this has helped, never mind. Everyone, the day has not been good. Have you ever had a thought, as someone who is aging, maybe you are not there yet, when you're like, you know what? I have the flexibility of a solid piece of carved wood. I should take a moment and do some stretches, because I have a terrible habit of like tensing up my shoulders, and a lot of the time I've got my elbows on my knees and I'm looking at various pieces of technology. So I end up with kind of a humped neck. I've got very bad posture. And I was like, okay, no problem. I'll do a little bit of stretching. So I put my shoulders down as low as they would go. I'm not going to do it now because it hurts. And just like tucked my chin down and then did it on that side, then did that side. Like it's something you sometimes see in physiotherapy a little bit. And I was like, okay. And I did it and I was like, oh, that felt good. That was a good stretch. And I woke up this morning in agony. Like, no, bad stretch. It's a bad stretch. I do not feel good. I breathe in too deep and I get like a twang from it. It's down like the left side shoulder blade near the center and up kind of behind here. And when I say I hurt myself, like I don't know how I managed it, but I did so dramatically. Enough that I actually took some, what's it called? Cataflax? No, I can't remember what it's called, but it's an NSAID because paracetamol just doesn't touch muscle pain. Now, I'm not meant to take them because they carried an increased risk of ulcers, which I'm already at increased risk for. But I was like, no, nothing is touching it right now. While it has led to an amusing moment or two where I felt slightly better from the medication, I've just occasionally burst into agony, far more painful than yours. The medication does wear off and then I end up just lying on my bed trying to be flat. Also, don't know how I managed this, but it hurts to swallow. Excuse me, body. Liquids are okay, otherwise obviously I wouldn't be drinking this. But I made some eggs for lunch, just some scrambled eggs with cheese, and swallowing it felt like, you know when you are about to cry and your throat starts to ache and you're just trying to like live through it? That, like swallowing past that. Anyway, you didn't come here for my complaints, but just so you are aware, there are many. And if you're thinking, oh, today might be the day to improve my posture. No! Yesterday I was a happy little hunchback. Now I am a miserable little hunchback. Don't do it to yourself. All right, back to Foodie and her attempt to burn down the entire building. Foodie went live this morning. I was going to react to this morning, but it was escalated. And I was afraid it might turn into like a 6-hour stint. So we're just gonna try it now. I've got barbecue chillins cut down. She also had the KFG run as the beginning of this video. I'm just gonna take the live from today. And community post she puts up. She's been putting up pictures of food she's been eating. And they've been kind of suspicious in that they've been very well framed. And she's like, this is the food I'm eating. And we don't know if it's a neighbor that's made it, if she's just grabbed a picture off the internet, we don't know. But anyway, let's get into this. Hello, tonight's dinner was a traditional Arabic dish called uzi. It's rice with peas, ground meat and toasted nuts. It's so good. Let's get it started. It looks fairly nice. Alone at home in Syria.
Yeah, I know. I kind of want to get up and I'm ready to go live, you know? The KFC food looked a bit busted. It would look different, but it was really good. It was just...
I don't think it looked busted. I think it looked fine for the type of food it is. And the place she went looked quite nice. But it was clearly a meal for 4. There were 4 of those mozzarella bricks, there was bread, and there were 4 different kinds of chicken.
Just a lot of grease for me, right? You know, at that time, and I was hot. But it was tasty. What's Salah up to? He is busy doing something this morning that I thought, nah, I'll just stay home.
It's very vague.
Because honestly, I have a lot to do. Like, I don't know. I still have no mop. By the way, we did find a proper litter box. No, we don't have Ozempic here.
So what I want to know is, why does she have a lot to do? They generally don't do much, and she's got all the time in the world. I understand she's got limited electricity, but the solar battery should be helping with that. So if she's got to clean, she clearly hasn't been cleaning. Like, what have you been doing with your time?
We don't even have antidepressants here, so like we went to the pharmacy and asked, and they're like, no.
I love that. I love that they went to the pharmacy and asked, because it means that they got to the point where her mood was, oh, I should probably be taking my antidepressants. You know, behind the scenes, they've been having trouble.
But we did find a veterinarian. Yeah, so the veterinarian office had pumpkin cat litter, a proper box. We got her a pink litter box, and she loves it. So out with that old one that was just an interim one. And also
an interim one that, no, this is how they do it, you guys, they don't have litter, you go and get sand, you do whatever. That kind of temporary one.
We're taking her, not tomorrow, but Tuesday. We have an appointment to take her Tuesday. They're going to sedate her, and they're going to give her almost, I think, a full body shape, like a lion cut.
Help me with this. I occasionally get caught by the algorithm because I like cute animal shorts as much as anyone. And I've been suggested sometimes, like, you know those grooming videos? They have like a misbehaved cat or an adorable dog who's got fur the size of him. That kind of thing. I have never seen them sedate an animal to groom it. I've seen them put like the orbit of shame on them so they can't bite, or like the sleeve thing over their head, or hang them in the harness. Why on earth would you need to sedate a cat for that?
For the summer? So yes! How do we bathe? We have a tub and a shower.
That's what you bathe in. How do you bathe? Because I would argue that you haven't been.
But, hey Katina, because we preserve water and because the shower head is not very good, it's like sprinkles, so it takes a while to shower.
This from the woman who claimed to be having like multiple small showers a day. I do wonder where their water tank is. Like in my dad's house, we do have a water tank at the top in the attic, but because of how the house is laid out, it happens that my bedroom, which has a little ensuite on it, is about level with the water tank. So when I start the shower, I sometimes have to lift out the shower head and just put it closer to the floor so the flow of water can start properly, because the water pressure isn't very good because they're too even. And once that starts, it'll keep going. Now, I understand she's in Syria and things just sometimes don't work, as we will get onto. But it sounds like they have a problem with just water pressure overall, which I guess if you need a pump to pressurize things, because if it was at the top, gravity would help. But if you need a pump to pressurize things and you don't have electricity a lot, I suppose would make sense.
I'm gonna have Indomie. I don't have much food in the house right now because we usually just eat out. So I have half a bag of chips, Indomie, and a pineapple, which will be my sustenance for today.
So, diabetic, not taking medication. The food she's eating today include fried noodles, sugary fruit, and chips. Not a protein in sight.
Actually, I just, we have this routine. Well, I have a routine where we have this like giant jug of water, and I fill the water bottles with it, like drinking water. And I fill the water bottles with it, and whenever the sun is going to be strong at around maybe 9, I'm going to put them in the freezer.
Again, help me with the logic of this. So if the concern is that they don't want to overpower the system, they don't want to trip the fuse, which she does say she doesn't want to do. Surely if you're putting the fridge on at the hottest point of the day or when it starts to get hot, it's gonna have to work harder to maintain its temperature. It's like when you're running AC in the hottest part of the year versus a cooler part of the year. Like if the whole function of it is to maintain a chilled temperature, the hotter it is outside, the harder it has to work. So surely by doing this during the hottest part of the day, you are just making sure you use the most power possible. Would you not do it overnight and then when it gets hot be able to turn the fridge off and keep it cool? That to me is logical. If I'm not right, please let me know. I shouldn't have nodded. If I'm not right, please let me know, but that to me makes more sense.
Hopefully that won't blow the solar, because if it does, I'm SOL. At least you're together, I'd be anywhere with my husband, I wouldn't mind anything. Yeah, exactly. That was my reasoning, you know?
That's why she always mentions Julia before she mentions Salah.
My cat, my love, and I can adapt to any situation, I guess, you know? I managed to do some laundry, but the washer is just, it's... Yeah.
Can't finish the sentence because Salah will accuse her of complaining.
I needed some help because, you know, It's hard by hand. Anything is harder by hand, yeah. With carpal tunnel, yeah. I grew up rather poor. My mom used to wash our clothing in the bathtub when we had nothing else at work. You gotta do what you gotta do.
But she isn't doing it.
You know, I tried and I'm just like, the process.
Yeah, it's long and laborious. That's why it's called housework. But I'm like, you gotta do what you gotta do. Are you doing it? No.
So I think the washer is okay now, but we'll see. There's somebody in this building that knows how to get it to work. I don't know. She was like pouring bottles of water in the area where you put the soap.
And that's what I'm saying about water pressure. Are they not able to get the water around the building?
I don't know if it's just like there's like a problem with it filling with water. I don't know. But
you would have thought when you disturbed the neighbours to help you that you would have asked so you wouldn't have to disturb them again.
The spin cycle, the spin and dry was okay, and then they lent us this like big rack, and I just hung the clothes on it, and it dried within like a couple of hours. It was like pretty quick. So
it's hot.
That meal I posted on the community tab, oh my gosh, Salah and I shared that plate. That's a lot of food. It was really densely packed, but it was so good. Like it was so good. Like whenever I can get like a home cooked meal, I'm gonna try to cook.
Her idea of home cooking.
Like when we move, like if we move there, but whatever.
What does she mean by if we move there, whatever? You moved yourself to Syria to be with your sweet love, and now it's if we move there, whatever? Based on the visa information we got from before with the prices, visas are available for certain amounts of time if you're willing to pay a bit more money. She doesn't want to be there at all. So is he trying to get the family home ready? They're trying to get him to Canada, which, as I said last time, I don't think will work. But I suppose a plan C would be they both leave Syria. Maybe he fixes up the house and he rents that out, because it makes more sense than leaving it empty, and they go somewhere else.
I don't have any, I have like one pot. I guess I could try to cook in the one pot. I don't know. We ate that here, so I was at home, but like Salah picked it up. Somebody messaged him and said, I cooked, come get some food, bring it. So whenever you're really hungry, like that was our only meal. The nuts and the peas and the meat are very, very filling. It's like a complete meal minus like there's no like green veggies or anything, but it was very filling and very yummy. So I can eat that stuff like every day. I love it. No, I have.
Right, try cooking. Although we see her cooking something, and I can see why maybe she wouldn't want to.
I haven't cooked anything yet here. Yeah, I mean, we help out.
She's been there for over a week.
We help out where we can, you know.
She's been scratching that foot since almost the beginning of the stream. Oh, I didn't even notice.
But yeah, I don't know.
I'll do now. Oh, she's in pain.
Anyways, there's a new layer of dust on my counter, so I gotta go clean it.
I'll go well with the old layer.
So there is like there's like so many like old ancient things. Are any of you like history fans would be interested? There's like a whole Roman theater Colosseum like ruins. I think that's so cool. The Roman times predate Islam. And I'm thinking of like some of my vlogs, some of my live streams, maybe setting it to all of the proceeds will go towards like some kind of Syrian charities. So intermittently I'll look into that. I don't know how to, I've never set up a fundraiser on my channel, so I'm gonna try, but basically any ad revenue would go towards that. So during those streams, if you guys want to super chat more, that would...
Yeah, well, it's a better idea than sending it to her directly. Like, she can just set it up as a charity and then it's automatically sorted out by YouTube. She doesn't have to be the middleman, which would certainly be more trustworthy.
It'd be awesome. Otherwise, I guess just the ad revenue will go towards that to help out a bit, you know? I still haven't figured out how to access money, but there might be hope at the end of the tunnel. I don't know. But anyways,
Is the hope at the end of the tunnel her leaving Syria? Because I feel like it might be.
If otherwise the money will just be saved for continuing paying off debts, because I can still pay my bills, like, you know, and stuff like that.
I mean, I would assume she'll have her banking app on her phone for Canada. So, and they were in Damascus. So if she goes to a bank, has access to her Canadian account and asks them, hey, how do I send money from Canada to here? They would tell her. She could order it on her app and then fill out any paperwork or be told, okay, it's this long or whatever it is. The question is really, has Salah been able to set himself up, or is he still using just cash? Because those processes of getting those things set up might be broken.
Careful grifting pants. It's not grifting. It's the money. It's set up right for YouTube. So it's not me asking for money through PayPal or donations.
This is actually true. I know we've got lots of reasons to side-eye her grifting, but if YouTube sets it up as a charity, then, you know, she really can't get it.
It's just you set it up so that, I don't know, but I have to check it out. But I'm going to investigate it thoroughly, yes.
I'm sure she'll be thorough. She always is. She really does have an eye for detail.
It's not asking for money though. Like it's basically just your ad revenue goes like whatever you earn for that video, you're gonna earn money anyway, right? So that's not thrifting. It's a direct deposit. Exactly. It goes like direct from your earnings to the charity. So there's no me in the middle, you know. And even so, like any money that I've gotten before has gone directly to whatever I said it would.
Do not ever trust her and do not send her money. Because what actually happened with the Bruce stuff was the amount she said she spent on Bruce kept changing. And then she said, oh, the people who sent the super chats that I don't get till next month said they didn't want the money back, so I'm just going to keep it. However, YouTube would take care of that. She would have no part in it, other than sitting there and saying, hey, everything on the stream will be donated to you.
Like even posting receipts, so whatever. It's only haters that have an issue and they can, you know what they can do. I don't care.
Of course you don't. It hurts.
Take your money and come home. It is civilized here. What are you talking about? This is where civilization started. Like, check if it's legal. You guys don't realize that this is post-war Syria right now. Like, maybe when the Assad regime was still going, there was bans on YouTube, all kinds of social media apps. Right now, there's like an interim government that has more important things to worry about than somebody just trying to help people or just trying to do positive vlogs and make their country look like the beautiful place it is.
She is not wrong, and I don't enjoy agreeing with Chantal. She is not wrong that the government have other things to worry about and probably are not going to get involved. However, that does not equal it is legal for you to do that. Now, like I said, information on a lot of these laws isn't necessarily reliable with an internet search because the government is in such transition. You don't know what still applies. Like if she would still need like filming permits or things like that, we don't know. We know at some point there were laws enforcing it, but would they bother with her? However, once again, she has learned no lessons from any of her experiences. Because as I say, just because you could probably do it doesn't mean you should do it. And saying the government's not going to care or potentially it won't be enforced is not the same thing as it being okay.
Hello. I don't know why people are so negative, but if you're negative like that and you just want bad things to happen, then you have an issue and I'm just ignoring you.
This seems like you're ignoring us, but you literally left Kuwait because you fucked this up. So maybe just reflect a little. I know it would be reaching for the moon with you, but still.
Just worry about you because of what happened in Kuwait. Well, what happened in Kuwait was insane, but it's different, you know?
Yeah, totally irrelevant to this, doing exactly the same thing on stream.
It's not a holiday. I'm just here with my husband. He's a Syrian. He lives here legally, and I am entitled to be with him here.
Okay, so if you're not planning on staying there, surely it is a holiday. I don't know if they've sorted out the visa or not yet on their errand in Damascus, because they went to the wrong place, but they didn't even know if they could at that point. So if she has to leave, she has to leave. She can visit him, but...
Please be positive, yeah. Actually, we're not going to be filming in the house or around the house at all. You know, just for safety reasons or whatever, just privacy reasons, actually, mostly.
Salah has put his foot down and been like, you messed me up once, you ain't doing it here.
But I'll probably find a nice streaming spot where I can stream, you know, interesting things with you guys. And then most of the filming and stuff will probably be done outside. I'm not gonna...
I'm sure that won't attract any attention, her just wandering around with a camera.
Also, I think going forward, I'm not going to really talk about like visa things and stuff like that.
Of course not. I put all my visa thoughts into my last react. Feel free to go and check it out. You know that's what we do here.
You know, I don't like Kuwait.
This to me just says she's planning on doing something she knows she shouldn't. But let's see.
If I give some of my money, well, that's what I said. Like, I'm going to research, like, go through YouTube. They have a fundraiser thing. I've never done it, so I have to research it first, but that's my intention. And just some of my, yeah, like, I still need to make a living, obviously. And,
No, if you set it, okay, you do it. I haven't done it, but you do it. You set it as a fundraiser, you choose the charity, and YouTube forwards things. You give up the right to that income because that income becomes the charity's. There's no like, oh, can I keep a bit of it? You can mark it as charity or not.
You know, try to do some of the proceeds, like, you know, some of the, maybe a stream dedicated to that, or even if nobody, you know, anything I earn would just go towards that. Like, you know, or like a video, I'll do specifically, this will be a fundraising video, and I can do like a historical tour somewhere.
I'm not actually sure if you can do that with pre-recorded videos. I think the charity is just on live streams. I might be making that up.
And the proceeds will go towards that charity. There's a lot of reputable charities that are working in Syria, so I will just have to see, you know, I have a husband and cat to spend money on. Well, no, I have a life to spend money on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you guys just think that we live off solar power, but
You live off love, darling. Also, she's got to figure out what happens next if she can't get a visa sorted.
should I mukbang him? Okay, but how come Mark Means is not getting that kind of heat? I mean, he ate a lot of food, you know? I mean, I don't really mukbang, I just show, like, the food I'm eating. And I pretty much eat very modestly compared to how I used to eat.
Does that make it not a mukbang? Your mukbangs used to be more disgusting and more sexualized, but it wasn't as bad as before is about as convincing as, oh, there are way worse people out there. That doesn't mean it's not a mukbang.
Like, I eat 1 meal a day. That's pretty much it. You know, a lot of the camps with a lot of the Syrian people living in tents in the camps and stuff like that, those are way up north.
I'm not sure what that has to do with your mukbanging. It's okay, guys. I'm in a fancier part of Syria. Clearly.
We're way far away. We're even really far from Aleppo, but I definitely want to do, that would be an awesome day trip. A bus to Aleppo.
Why does she keep mentioning Aleppo?
I want to go to Aleppo.
Why?
Since she's something bit my foot. Something bit my foot.
It's fleas from your 7 couches.
I think a mosquito or something, or sand flea.
That was karma for me. Oh, holy shit. I said fleas to be shady. I didn't think she'd agree.
For bug bites. Maybe I should go check out
Clean
the
your
pharmacy.
house.
Anyways, the water. Like, instead of just having water, like at the villa we had to pay for water. So it's the same thing. We pay for water here. Every 3 days or so, they come refill the tank for the building, and I think everyone pitches in. Actually, to be honest, I think we pay the whole thing. We pay the whole bill.
What? Why do you think that?
Because I was like, Salah, I said, is it expensive for water here? He said, it's about $7 USD every few days. And I said, okay, because
That seems expensive for like one person based on kind of the range of salaries that you'd be earning there. $7 every 3 days. How many people live in the building?
it's about the same. You have to pay for water in Canada too. It's probably about $80 a month or something. I don't know.
I am a little bit tickled by the idea that the whole building is like, no, we'll help you with the washer, and just making them pay the water bill.
So it's not that much money, so I really think that Salah just foots the whole bill. So, because I said that's for the whole building, he said yes. So, yeah, we do have, our neighbors are, we get along with all our neighbors, and we usually visit a lot, you know, bring treats. They bring us food whenever they cook, they like to share.
Soothe the beast.
And usually have shisha, tea, stuff like that. Can't be cussing people out. Yeah, even though we never cuss people out, like, from the country we're in, I mostly was just, you know, tit for tat with haters, and I'm like, what?
We never cuss out the people of the country we're in? Dude, you got lawyers involved. You called Salah's ex-friend a dog, which is a big thing in Arabic culture, and his wife a whore, and said that she was sleeping around with 4 men that lived in the apartment. Tell me you don't cuss people out.
What the heck? Like, I'm stupid. Like,
yeah.
Why would I do that? Like, why would I waste the energy? And of course, it's not going to end if you just keep going and going. Look at some of the feuds on YouTube. Look how long they've been going for. They've been going for a long time.
No lessons learned.
And they're never going to end unless it ends. Someone has to just be the bigger person. And since I'm the fattest, I will be the person to just stop it.
Okay, just clip that, yeah? Chantal has come to the epiphany that she will rise above. It's the last time she's addressing this, you guys.
Who's going to start real estate business? Now, I don't know if he's going to do that, but he was saying, you know, it would be a good idea because this country is just rebuilding, and real estate is very cheap here.
Why do you think, Chantal? Why do we think that real estate might be cheap there? Could it be because at any moment something could destabilize and it could get bombed?
You know, you could probably buy an apartment for like 80,000, maybe 100,000, and then you rent it out.
Can I also say, and I realize this sounds very privileged, that doesn't seem cheap for an apartment in Syria. Like 80,000 to 100,000. You could get a cheap flat in the UK for that. So the idea that you'd be doing that in Syria seems a little bit off. Not that she has that money, but still.
But I said, that's not, I don't know.
She said, I wonder if Salah's been trying to convince her to invest in their future. Salah's great revenge.
Okay, hold on, guys. We're going to transfer to the kitchen. And in the meantime, we're going to turn off the fan in here. There's Mickey's in here.
Her kitchen's still filthy.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't stopped it on time there. Can I ask that there is a kettle on the stovetop? It is an electric kettle. Why are you keeping it on the stove? You clearly have counter space. What are you doing here? Make it make sense.
We have a fridge, see? That's the solar panel.
Oh, I missed it. Go back.
We have a fridge, see?
It looks a bit nicer than the old one. Where's the solar panel? Is it that white thing on the door?
That's the solar panel. I don't leave the water running here when I'm doing dishes because...
It's wasteful?
Nope. They're not the... Now this will make you guys nervous. This is what I cook on.
Again, why? Like, she's got a stove behind her. A gas stove? Why do we have this contraption in your kitchen? This kind of precariously balanced collection of metals.
See this apparatus? It's gas and I've never used it before.
But
Okay, let's take a little break.
for what?
In the Philippines, we only use those outside. Really? Here, everyone uses them inside. But you do a lot of the cooking outside, right, in the Philippines? I thought there was a pimple on the back of my neck, but it was a skin tag, and I picked it off, and now it hurts.
Ugh. Shut up. You've had boils before. Don't be picking at your skin.
Roll up your sleeves. Oh my gosh, I'm scared. Is this chicken? Curry chicken.
God.
My favorite.
Rip it open with your teeth. Go on.
Let's try this.
Why? Why? Look at this. Oh, don't make me laugh. Oh, it hurts. It was worth it, but it hurts. Her face. Go back. Go back. I saw this live. I laughed for about 10 minutes. I just couldn't stop. Her face. I posted this on Twitter. I was like, no chance this could go wrong. And it looked kind of AI generated almost, like getting this screenshot. Now, aside from Chantal's face at lighting a gas stove. Now, originally when I was listening to this, I thought she meant she was going to light the actual like cooker. But no, that would have been too simple. Instead of buying a gas canister for the cooker, they've got this contraption. But my second favorite thing about this, you guys, look at the broom, the plastic broom that is currently leaning into the flame. Look at this. Look where it is behind. Pan goes on, like it gets turned up. The plastic broom is still leaning into that. The families in this building survived 15 years of the most recent war, only for Chantal to take them out. My God. And it's so high up. Like, it's so dangerous. Her sleeve's gonna go in it, the plastic's gonna melt on it, she's gonna knock it over, she's gonna lean forward, the whole thing's gonna go. Like, Chantal, what are you doing? At her height, it's literally here. What are the choices you are making here? All for some Indomie. Jesus. Like she's holding onto the edge with a cloth because it must be heating up. Look at
Right? Here. This is the only bowl I have.
that. Looks like a trifle bowl or a fruit bowl.
So, you passed out without a fan? Pretty close.
God.
Thank you, Modus.
Look as well. I realise that the contraption is where the eye goes, but look how filthy this kitchen is. Like at the side there where her deodorant and whatever that purple thing is that looks like a Christmas ornament, like that looks like just tile up a wall, but look how encrusted everything is.
This is my first time using it with you guys exclusive. There you go.
God.
I probably cook with, you know what, ACP, you're right. You know what, it would be easier to cook on the floor with it, because it...
Yeah, you can't tell me there isn't like a breeze block or something else not so flammable available somewhere that you could just place on the floor so you could look in it. I could see her misjudging her space, turning around and knocking straight into it though. Like, why are we not doing the sensible thing of hooking up the gas on the cooker? Why is that not a thing? Because you clearly needed to get gas for this. I know I shit-talked the cooker because it looks like it fought the war personally. But compared to this...
I'm short, but, that, maybe, I don't know. But if I just got some chicken, some spices, some onion, I don't know. Just the sauce and water.
And can I ask, the size of this bowl, it looks like she's got more than one packet in here, it really does.
No butter. That's okay.
I mean, she survived.
I'm in a room.
it,
There's a window, but maybe I should cook in here.
No. Yeah, let's go to all the soft furnishings where the flames can just spark.
So I don't think I want to do all the dishes. I think I'm going to wait and just do them as needed because of the water situation.
You said you had one dish. You said it was the only dish you had. Now, I would agree in the case of like conserving water, just get it together and do it. As a point, I grew up in the 80s. And the thing with growing up in the 80s is that there was an expectation of a lot more independence with kids, and the idea of what was okay to leave them to do was very different. I'm in that kind of mini generation where it's a cross between the first millennials and the last of Gen X. And that meant that we got left alone in the house a lot, or we would come back from school and have our keys and like we'd get dinner ready or something. She entitled this Home Alone in Syria. And I tell you now, as a single digit child, I was more trustworthy home alone than Chantal will ever be. Like, my family at 10 could trust me to go in, peel the potatoes, put those on for dinner and get some meat out the freezer. Like, hey, could you get dinner started? Chantal, on the other hand, no.
You're in the basement. Maybe.
Maybe meaning yes.
Maybe not.
This is why he doesn't let her put videos out without checking them, you know. She said one of the reasons that it was taking so long for a vlog to come out is because he had to check. This is also usually why she stops talking when he comes within ear reach.
No, we're not in the basement. Actually, in my vlog, you can see us coming downstairs.
I've got it in my head that they're on the 3rd floor. I don't know why I've got that in my head, but I have.
We're not in the basement. A little bit of my chin is showing, but what? And we don't have Wi-Fi, so... Hello? Guys? I ran out of data. That might happen. No, because sometimes whenever they have exams here...
I was a little bit relieved by this because I think if she'd had the ability, this would have been one of her 6-hour live streams, and I didn't want it.
They cut off the internet for an hour, so I thought that was going to be it. We don't have any garbage bags right now. I have 1 garbage bag left, so I gotta get them to stop and get some. Bye, guys.
All right, bye. All right, so that is Chantal trying to figure out the basic functionality of her home while doing her damnedest to burn the place down. And the thing is, live, like that was cut down for the sake of it because her reaction was funny. But live, she was making such a meal of turning that thing on. And don't get me wrong, now that I've seen it, I'd be like, oh yeah, I can see why you're nervous, because the chance of her just doing something stupid, like leaving a melting broom on it, quite high. But at the same time, you are a 41-year-old woman. If you are capable of making the decision to move to Syria, a gas stove should not be doing this to you. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you there, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.